How would you react if your 99-year-old grandma said she's in love? When my grandma told us, I was happy for her until I met him. His name was Garrett. He was 45. My stomach dropped when he walked in wearing designer clothes and flashing this rehearsed smile. He called her my angel and kept touching her hand. I noticed something weird. Every time grandma mentioned her house or investments, Garrett would lean in closer. He'd say things like, "You're so successful, Angel. You deserve someone who appreciates that." Then my aunt told me grandma was changing her will. Everything was going to Garrett now. We'd only known him 6 weeks that night. I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about how grandma raised me after my parents died, how she worked 2 jobs to put me through college, how she'd give her last dollar to anyone who needed it, and now this man was taking advantage of her biggest weakness, her heart. I called my aunt at 2 a.m., crying. She was crying too. We'd both seen the way grandma looked at Garrett, like he hung the moon. She hadn't been this happy since grandpa died 15 years ago, but something felt wrong in my gut. The next morning, I watched them have breakfast together. Garrett kept checking his phone. At one point, grandma went to get more coffee, and I saw his screen. He was texting someone. "Almost done here. Big payday coming." My hands started shaking. I wanted to scream, but I knew grandma wouldn't believe me without proof. She was stubborn. She'd say I was jealous or overprotective, maybe even cut me out of her life completely. I spent 3 days debating what to do. I'd drive past her house at night, seeing the lights on, knowing he was in there. It made me physically ill. I hired a private investigator. Turns out Garrett had done this before. 3 elderly women. Same story. He'd romance them, isolate them from family, then disappear once the money transferred. When the PI showed me the files, I actually got sick. One woman lost her house, another lost her entire retirement. The third one, she died 6 months after he left. The report said it was a broken heart. I sat in my car in that parking lot and sobbed for 20 minutes. This could be my grandma. This could be her ending up alone and broke, wondering why the man she loved abandoned her. I told my family, and we came up with a plan. Grandma was planning an engagement party, so we let it happen. But we invited someone special, our family lawyer. The hardest part was pretending everything was fine. For 2 weeks, I had to smile at Garrett, had to watch him kiss my grandma's cheek, had to listen to her talk about their future together, about the trips they'd take, the life they'd build. Every word felt like glass in my throat. I started having nightmares. In them, I'd show up too late, and grandma would already be gone. Her house empty. Garrett vanished. My little cousin asked me why I looked sad at the party planning. I told her I was just emotional. She said, "But aren't you happy grandma found love?" I had to leave the room before I started crying. The night before the party, I went to grandma's house. She was trying on her dress. She looked so beautiful, so alive. She grabbed my hand and said, "Thank you for supporting me, sweetheart. I know this must be strange." I wanted to tell her everything right then, but I couldn't risk Garrett finding out and running before we exposed him. So I just hugged her tight and told her I loved her. At the party, Garrett gave this whole speech about finding true love in the twilight years. That's when our lawyer stood up and read the PI report out loud, every detail. The other women, the court cases. His real age was actually 52. The room went dead silent. I watched Garrett's face turn white, then red. He started stuttering, trying to explain. Grandma went silent. Then she picked up her wine glass and threw it in his face. She said, "I may be old, but I'm not stupid. I've been testing you for 2 weeks." Turns out grandma knew. She'd found his burner phone and called us. The whole engagement party was a setup. She wanted him humiliated in front of everyone. Garrett ran out dripping in Merlot. Grandma looked at us and said, "Now that's how you handle a con artist."